So this is an example of how we would use operant conditioning for body handling. We're going to proof a sit-stay, which has been previously installed, and then we're going to sort of get a little bit of double bang for our buck by adding in some handling of body parts that the dog would commonly experience during a veterinary exam. And we're going to get, as a side effect, a positive association with those techniques while we're proofing the sit-stay. So we're going to begin by getting the dog into a sit-stay, and then we're going to grab his ear lightly with both hands for 1 second. And then we're going to follow with a food reward. The only requirement for reinforcement is that the dog holds the sit-stay. And once we've done one ear, we're going to do the exact same procedure with the next ear. It's important to remember to do both ears. You would do the same thing if you were doing paw touches or touching the sides of their mouth. It's important to make sure that you've got both sides covered. So the next step, if the dog has successfully completed the first step, is to lightly fold the ear back and hold it there for about 2 seconds. Again, the only requirement is that the dog not break the sit-stay. If at any point during the session the dog breaks the sit-stay, then you would just say too bad and not deliver the food reward. If the dog is consistently breaking the sit-stay, then that would tell you that you're probably moving a little bit too fast and you may want to go back to one of the earlier steps. Or you may want to try something in between the last step and the current level of difficulty. So since we're folding the ear back, we may just hold it there for 1 second. So now we're going to move on to some muzzle touches. And it's a very similar procedure to the ear touches, and that we want to start by making it really super easy for the dog. So the first step is going to be to just lightly touch the outside of his muzzle. And here I'm alternating from one side to the other instead of doing 5 reps on one side and 5 reps on the next. It really doesn't matter as long as you cover each side equally. So the next step would be to grab the outside of the dog's muzzle with both hands at the same time for 2 seconds. And again, the only requirement for reinforcement is that the dog hold the sit-stay. And you can see here that he relaxes into a down. So I would just say too bad and get him back up. When I got him back up, I noticed he was in a really sort of sloppy sit and didn't think he would hold it. So I just tossed a treat to get him moving and then back into a more solid sit. And then you just go on. So after we've got a 2-second muzzle grab under our belt, then we're going to move to muzzle lift. And we're going to do it just to start for 1 second and then deliver a food reward. Once we've got 5 or so successful repetitions at that level, then we would push to 3 seconds. And you can build your own plan. As you notice throughout the video, I'm constantly checking a training plan. We always train with a plan. To whatever level of difficulty you think is appropriate for you and your dog. If you have a dog who has specific issues and is going to need to be accustomed to having certain body parts handled in a very particular way for a very particular duration, then you can do all that. The important thing is just to remember to start small and gradually build.